let's talk about Hillary Clinton. People in Clinton world say she'll be fine today because she's got her wits about her. She's got her Benghazi experience under her belt. Her connections to both Maxwell and Epstein are pretty tenuous, and she's a major league player. There's worry in Clinton world about tomorrow because President Clinton is not as sharp as he was at his peak. Not surprising given his age, and he's got much more difficult questions to answer. Matt Gorman, if you were staffing the Clintons on this back-to-back appearances, what would your wargaming with them be like?
I mean, Hillary is pretty straightforward. She can take on Bridget, all this stuff. I mean, obviously she did a pretty good job. Benghazi, that was what, 10 hours, 9 hours in a chair, live TV. You're right. The Bill stuff is tougher. However, if there's ever a time for the old, 1992 Bill Clinton to reemerge, and I'm sure
Yeah.
they've been prepping, this is the time.
Yeah. Here's the Washington Post headline. Trump stirred rumors for years. Now it's the Clintons' turn to speak about Epstein. There's a quote from Patty Solis Doyle, who was a longtime advisor to both Clintons, but particularly Hillary, in it's in the Washington, I think it's a New York Times story, in which she says, once again, this is unfair to Hillary. Hillary's got to go explain something that's not her fault. She's got really very little to do with this. It's President Clinton's doing because he was much more associated with both Epstein and Maxwell. We've talked about how he took them to a wedding in Morocco. There's the photos. Haima, let me ask you a question, and you've worked with the Clintons, but you may want to just do this just as a general staff issue. If you were staffing President Clinton or someone in a position like he's going to be in tomorrow, and he's an older person or she's an older person, and you show up at the house and he's not sharp, he's having an off day, and maybe you do some light pepper beforehand, and you say, hey, can you explain who you were in the swimming pool with, and that the plan in the wargaming was when they ask you about the swimming pool picture, you come right back and say, Congressman, where were you? Da 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 da, whatever, something, and you pepper, and he's not executing. What do you do as a staffer in a situation like that?
You got to pray. No, I look. I think what people are going to be watching out for and nervous about, and I've spoken to people in the world, and they have extensively prepared for it, and they would not be
Yes.
so profuse about taking this on tomorrow and Friday if they weren't prepared.
Yeah.
Reason why Hillary Clinton's going to go first and go tomorrow, and the reason why she was so emphatic.
No, she's today. He's
Yeah, I
tomorrow.
mean, sorry, today.
Yeah.
I'm in California, so no day
Yeah.
matters anymore.
Understood.
So the reason why she's been so emphatic about going, she's gonna frame it. She's very good at framing it. She's very sharp. You guys have seen her. She's been out there. She's been testing the messaging, both in real time and very public about it. The thing about President Clinton, he will just filibuster the entire time. And one of the things that a lot of people in the Clinton world and allies of them are worried about is of him having some sort of Joe Biden-like moment with the special counsel and sort of just
Yeah.
winding and just sort of not landing the plane. But
Yeah.
some of that may be strategy. If you know Bill Clinton, sometimes he's filibustering so he can not land the plane and he can sort of confuse you a little bit. So I know I think he's gonna be as sharp as he can. I think he's gonna be as straightforward as he can be. But Hillary's gonna be the one that really lays the breadcrumbs for their relationship. Obviously, a lot of this is around finance and that plane and sort of the support of the Clinton Global Initiative and the Clinton Foundation. And so she's going to lay those things out, and then President Clinton will be able to talk about it a little bit more personally. But from what I've been told, they're being emphatic about the point that President Clinton has never had any relationship with any woman vis-a-vis Jeffrey Epstein. And most of the questions that are going to be concerning are around the finances and that relationship.
Yeah. Well, yes, although there's a picture of him in a hot tub and or swimming pool, and there's a picture of him getting a back rub. So I think he's going to be asked about that.
Sure.
Okay. This is an odd moment because at least some Democrats on the committee are going to ask hard questions. We live in a polarized world where most hearings, one side plays defense and one side plays offense. I think President Clinton and Secretary Clinton are going to get tough questions from both sides. So that's distinctive. What will the headline be out of today? What will the headline be? When we see the video, when the members come out, what is the headline going to be, Haima?
I think it'll say Hillary Clinton defends her husband but underscores their past grift.
Their past grift,
Yeah.
meaning the Clinton Global Initiative is a grift.
I'm not saying that, but I think that's
Yeah,
what the headline's going to be.
the headline will
Yeah.
be Clinton acknowledges support from Epstein and
Right.
Maxwell for the Clinton Global Initiative. Okay, Matt, what do you think the headline will be?
They're going to try and separate the two, Hillary and Clinton. So they like denies knowledge of Bill Clinton's associations with Epstein, something along those lines. And my prediction is both of these leaks will come out substantively, right? I think you'll see it right around Brett Baer. I think they'll
Yeah.
give it to him.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, want to be part of the two-way community all the time? Hit the subscribe button. Great video clips like this, plus conversations like no other, full episodes, and more, always available on this channel. You got to hit subscribe to never miss a thing.
You can now listen to full episodes of The Morning Meeting and Two Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.